thousands of hives, and they will take their hives by semi-truck across the country to California or Georgia, to the peach orchards, apple orchards, any kind of fruits, or other crop, so that the bees can pollinate those crops. Bees are necessary to pollinate, or the things won't grow. So humans really, really depend on bees. So that's a big business. Here, we belong to some bee groups where people do have larger scale operation. They don't travel with their bees, but they have a lot of bees and they keep them for the honey and for the wax. So they do that full time. So you can do it full time. We have some mentors that we find out about, learn more from bees, and they sell 100 pounds of honey, and so they pay for their equipment to start up. It can be a little expensive. It's like, to get one hive set up, it's like $225. Then you have to buy the bees, which is $150 or so dollars. So there is a startup cost. Unless sometimes if you join a beekeeping meeting, a beekeeping group, there's some Facebook groups, there's some actual, right now they did start in-person meetings again. The Waukesha, Milwaukee Beekeepers Association, they have meetings out in Waukesha. Sometimes, you can get things cheaper if someone's trying to sell some bees or get rid of some things. So it's a lot of networking, and, just every beekeeper too, for any question, there might be 10 different answers. So, the bees, there's a lot of books, but the bees haven't read the books. So,
let's talk more about the bees. So we know there's a queen,
mm-hmm.
and she's the largest and strongest, right?
Right.
Yeah.
She lives about 4 to 5 years. She can lay up to 2,000 eggs a day. She does not lay during the winter because the bees don't leave the hive during the winter. They're cold-blooded animals. So if they leave the hive during the winter, they will die. They also can't live if it's wet. So it was raining all week. They didn't come out when it was raining. They will die if they get wet. They will come out in the wintertime to go to the bathroom because they eat honey all winter long to stay alive. So they have to, just like any people, they have to go to the bathroom. So they come out, and on the snow, you'll see little brown spots all over the snow. The worker bees they all have a job. The first thing a bee does when it emerges, let me just show you. Here's one bee that is black and white, black striped, and here's a brown one. Do you see the difference?
Oh, yeah.
So there are two different fathers on those bees.
So she mates with a drone?
She mates with multiple drones. That's why she can have so many eggs. And the drone, when they mate, after they mate, they die.
Okay. And then, so most of the babies are born female?
Yes.
And that's the worker bee?
Yeah, virtually all these.
Do you see any drone cells? I don't see any.
No, all I see is capped brood right now.
Here's a drone though, on the bottom, right here, right here. That's a drone. Do you see how big it is? It has big eyes, and it's bigger. See that right there? That's a drone. That's a male bee. So the drone's only purpose is to mate with the queen. And once winter comes along, unfortunately, all the drones, all the males, will be evicted from the hive because they can't afford to feed that many bees. The drones, they don't collect nectar, they don't collect pollen, they don't take care of any baby bees. They don't do anything, so they can't have them in the hive if they're not going to be contributing. So that's the fact of life for the bees. The worker bees in the wintertime, they feed the queen, and actually all the time they feed the queen, they groom the queen, they clean up after the queen. The queen doesn't go outside to go to the bathroom, but the bees, they take care of it. They're very clean. I know one of the questions is, how do you keep a hive clean? We don't do anything to keep the hive clean. The bees are neat freaks. The first thing they do after they come out of their cell, after they emerge, the first thing they're supposed to do is they clean their little cell. And then they go on to take care of the other baby bee, other larvae. They feed them. And if there are any dead bees, they will carry them out of the hive. So they clean up. A queen will not lay in a cell that is not clean. So they're very clean. So we don't clean the hive. That's for the bees to do. And they do a good job of it. And they really do a good job of gluing these frames.
So eventually you'll have honey?
I hope to next year. Yeah,
like
this
you
is
said,
a really strong hive right now.
So you can make money once you get some real
Yeah,
production going.
I mean, I'd be happy just to get our money back. Lance, do you want to get some of those pages and get some of those numbers that we have about?
Oh, there's some honey on this one.
Oh yeah.
That's probably why it's so heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy, and there's honey in here, and I'm unfortunately breaking some of it, which they'll clean up. But you can see there's some honey that, oh my gosh, all this stuff here, I just tore it off.
Ooh.
So that's honey, but we're gonna keep it for them, because they need to eat. They need to have honey for the winter.
Very interesting. Well, we really appreciate your guys' time.
Oh wait, no, it might be making a queen cell. Lance, do you want to?
Where?
Right in the middle. So I don't know. We're gonna, after you leave, we're gonna probably do an inspection and see if we can find the queen. Is there a larva in there?
That's a problem, right?
Yeah.
Having more than one queen.
Right. So, I don't know. We're gonna have to make sure that the queen is okay. There's
think
lots
that
of
might-
larvae, so I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think that's just one of those.
Sometimes they
just in
make.
case.
Sometimes they make queen cells just in case something happens to the queen. You know, if she's fine, that queen cell, it just won't make a queen. They just won't, they
Use it.
won't feed it, they won't use it. But we did print out some information about the smoking. One of the questions was, why does smoke calm bees? We're not using smoke today because it's not very hot. And you see they're not like all over me. They're not trying to attack.
Yeah, they're not even
You're
going
only,
after me.
4 feet away. They're not trying to attack you.
Right.
Me neither.
So we try not to use them, but if it's hotter out or if they've gone under a lot of stress, we can kind of gauge whether we're going to need to use smoke or not. But the smoke masks the bee's sense of smell and prevents the transfer of intruder alarm signals. So there are guard bees, and their job, there's a lot of pollen over here. All these bees have tons of pollen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of pollen on all those bees.
That's good though, right?
Yeah,
That's very good.
so they the guard bees won't send out their signal to get alarmed. And like I was saying, 70 of the top 100 food crops grown worldwide rely on pollinators. This is equivalent to 90% of the world's nutrition. So bees are very good for people. They're very important. But that's all pollinators. Pollinators are also wasps, which we don't like so much, but they're still necessary for human survival. Butterflies, moths, anything that pollinates. There are 20,000 different species of bees in the world, and there are at least 400 verified species in Wisconsin. A honeybee visits 50 to 100 flowers during a collection trip. So they go out every day and they're collecting pollen and nectar. It takes, for a worker bee, it takes 21 days from egg to them coming out as an adult. For a drone, that's the male bee, that takes 24 days. A queen takes 16 days. So there's egg, larva, pupa, and adult. So they all have jobs. There's, like I said, there's nursing bees, there's undertakers, there's guard bees, and then there's the ones that attend to the queen bee. Are there any other questions? I think.
Well, I want to thank you for your time, you guys, and I'm going to turn this video off just because of the length of
Yeah.
time. Okay?